At some point,
Mm.
you all leave the Foot Locker. So how does that end? He answers, no, yeah, because a sheriff came and we basically outnumber who came. Okay. Then he further goes, so they just was like, they didn't arrest anybody. They didn't arrest anybody there. They just like, get out of here. Of course, they're going to do their homework later, but they just wanted us to get out of there. You know what I mean? So we did. We went our separate ways and got in the car. And of course, we were calling up, telling homies in the neighborhood to watch out. We just got into it with these guys. We got this death row chain. They're coming. Okay. So then it goes. So I want you to talk a little bit more about that. Okay, this is Dia Giacomo is the one that's asking the questions to Dirt Rock.
Oh, Picklewicker.
Yeah, the beer. Man, I wonder if he was doing that during that time.
Hey, Super Saiyan, do you pick your beard like Picklewicker? Or no? That's not something that you do. I'm just wondering because I don't have a
So
beard.
so I cut my beard really low because I do like auditions and stuff. So I don't really ever like it grows super quick, but I don't let it get
Uh-huh.
to that length. And when it is that length, nah, I don't do that. That's weird.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Just making
Yeah,
sure.
maybe
Just
he
making
needs
sure
some
you don't
cool.
do that.
conditioner, some beard wash or something. I don't know.
Okay, something. The only concern is like the health concern. I'm like, sir, you looking for a staph infection? You keep picking. You could open up something and then you touching the desk. I mean, I'm just
It
thinking of
might
the
be a
health.
nervous tick. He might do that
It
as like a
could be
nervous
too.
tick, you know?
I mean, he's nervous. The guy's nervous. So that's what they said
He
about
better
the Foot
be.
Locker.
He
Now,
should be. He should.
yeah, this is the part that really gets interesting, right? Because after the Foot Locker, they get into the MGM situation. He says that they can't go because they raided his house was raided over the Foot Locker situation.
Oh,
So there's got to
really?
be some documentation that says that because here it is.
So,
Look at this. He says, question 14. Now, did you go to Vegas that weekend? They get into the weekend of where Tupac was murdered. He answers
mhm.
no. He says, no, I was supposed to go there, but we got raided for fighting stuff, in the Lakewood Mall. And I got caught in that little web. So I didn't get to attend, he says.
Web.
Mhm.
So you saying web fight warrant raid. So you would need a warrant. You would
To
need
raid.
evidence to even get a warrant to raid, but there's
Now,
no evidence of the event.
here's where I'm going to push back on that. In 1996, around this time, they had, and I was explaining this earlier, so there was a lot of street intelligence, right? Like they were picking people up and raiding homes by bypassing certain parts of procedures. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just raided and didn't have a warrant. They just raided because they were looking to see by word of mouth who was at the fight and who was fighting.
But can't you raid informant's place whenever you get ready when they're an informant anyway?
We also dealt
Mm.
with a level of corruption with the officers back in that time too. So you have to remember that it was really
Everybody wasn't
rampant.
playing by the
So
book,
they
right?
did what they wanted to do, basically.
Well, they
So
can't
there's
come
no
here.
paperwork.
Okay, Sheeta, let me ask you a
You can't go
question.
here.
Yeah.
Just to pick your brain, right?
hmm
Yeah.
Do you think a cop would set up or a crooked cop would set up that story about the Foot Locker?
Um. Yeah. Yeah, I do, and I'm only interested in the story of that, because of the Phil Carson stuff. Because Frank Alexander had talked about it, something about saying something about the Foot Locker, and it was perjury. So that's why I'm kind of interested about the whole thing, and like, why was it such a big deal that they were scared to like say whatever they said about it. And then also I like remember the rumor about Diddy being involved with snatching the chains,
Oh
and we haven't
God.
heard that at all. So that's the thing that I'm most interested in with the
Diddy
whole
been
Foot
snatching
Locker.
shit since he came out the womb. He needs to stop snatching stuff. Keep your
Yeah,
hands
because
to
we
yourself.
haven't heard that at
Damn it.
all.
You're
Like
always
anything
snatching
about
something,
him
damn
Nah, I
it.
don't
sending
believe
the
he would. I don't
bounties. So
believe
I was
he's.
thinking like, who's the one that started that rumor, and like why that's never been said on the stand at all by anybody that's talked about the chain. So I'm
Well,
like, who started that?
I also think, side note, right, since we're talking about this, like I think that some of these officers, crooked cops specifically, they thrived in this beef between these,
Oh, they
between the
pocket it.
Bloods.
Yeah, yeah.
They
They have a
loved
job
it because
because of it.
back then that's how policies were created. That's how rap music kills or yada yada. And I'm not trying to downplay the situation because I mean I remember this time. I'm not saying that it was the most safest time to be out and about, but I feel like they totally would utilize the Bloods and the Crips to kind
Absolutely.
of play against each other for that. And what does that do? It creates more units, more gang units,
And get
more
this, Rabbit.
enforcement.
It
Yeah.
also increases their budget
Yeah,
because of the
exactly.
need of enforcement within that region. And then you have grants like HIDA that pay the informants, but your space in your area needs to be deemed as a crime area. And so, like, there've been a lot of they've been benefiting from this. They've been benefiting from the sufferings of marginalized people.